Good afternoon, good evening to all brand ambassadors. It's such an honor having each and every one who has signed into today's webinar, Deep Dive, this Tuesday, January 17, 2023. It's a blessing seeing your beautiful, lovely faces, and this is an official ONPASSIVE webinar. We welcome you and we start the webinar officially now with one of our signature tunes. And we're going to call on Dr. Derek to officially play that tune for us so we can get down to business. Over to you, Dr. Derek. Thank you, sir.
ONPASSIVE. Your next stop is
ONPASSIVE, the future of internet.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Oh boy, stand clear the closing door. And there's a hand right there at the top of Burj Khalifa by the train station as well. Dr. Derek, you're a genius. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you, Sister Lerato, for that lovely music. The end of it is just awesome. Very much appreciated. You are that one person who always stands around every forum, stands around and teach. And Dr. Derek is always there, helping us, training others, training the trainers indirectly, and helping us discover the potential in ourselves. He forgets that he is also a germ that we are blessed to have in our midst. He's always here with us. He's always square and whenever called upon, and he's never shy to speak up his mind. Please, at this stage, let's welcome our one and only gifted brother, King Dr. Derek, who is always sharing with us, regardless of the time of day. He will be there to answer your question. But remember, you have to call him. Don't write, call him, and he will always answer. Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. I'm passing the mic over to you, sir.
Oh, mercy. Thank you very much, Queen Debbie. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for that introduction. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, all the brand ambassadors. But oh, mercy, Tony, brand ambassador Tony Antoinette Coleman. Oh, my goodness. No, I would not, in my wildest of dreams, thought that was what he was going to kill me with. Hit me with. Oh my goodness. I thank you very much. I thank you very much for that mindset. We can do things. We have. My mother would say you have the potty. You know, she don't say potential. She don't say you have the potty. All right. That's it. You have the potty. And that's it. Nothing more. So thank you very much, Brand Ambassador Antoinette. Really appreciate it. Definitely. And I know that you have blessed all the brand ambassadors here on this webinar. Okay. Wonderful. And they will soon get a little time to speak and, you know, about your mindset. But I want to ask you all as a small question, very small question. Anyone know this gentleman's name? Anyone?
He's the one who was at the
Jason Stratham.
Famous, yeah.
Jason.
Jason Stratham.
Yes, definitely.
Something like
that is correct. Do we know what movie this is that is holding this little girl, this young lady, on his shoulder or his neck back or whatever? Anyone know which movie this is? Anyone know the movie? Wave, put up your hand. Anyone? Yeah, go ahead.
The Transporter.
Oh my goodness, you look like you're a movie lady, man. They would call you a movie buff. They'll definitely call you a movie buff. Definitely. Transporter. The Transporter. Wicked movie. My goodness. Oh goodness. I didn't know that Audi, that's the name of a car. I didn't know Audi could do those things that he does. Does with that car. I didn't know until Transporter. Yeah. If you haven't watched that movie, please watch that movie, The Transporter. I think there's Transporter 2 and Transporter 3, if I'm not mistaken, also. All right. But these are some of the movies that Jason has been, you know, starred in. A lot of good movies. And I am sure that we also know this movie, The Fast and the Furious, with Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, and of course, Jason and Dwayne, The Rock. Hey, The Rock. And of course, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. I think there's about nine Fast and Furious now, right? So watch all of them too. About 9 Fast and Furious is out on the market. Now, when you have a movie, a major movie star like Jason Statham, and coming out with his latest movie, Operation Fortune. And this Operation Fortune, of course, it came out, I think is the 7th, January the 7th, something like that. One day last week. Of course, why am I speaking of him? Is because he was at the 29th train station, metro train station in Dubai just recently doing the premiere of this movie. And guess what? Take a look at this video.
All right, listen. What's up, mister? All right.
Give me a fist bump. Listen.
Did you notice the ONPASSIVE logo spinning on the column behind Jason? Did you notice that? That is the 29th metro station in Dubai. Hey. Now, watch this. Just 50 years ago, just 50 years ago, this is Dubai. This is it. This is how Dubai did look. Just 50 years ago. Want you to do that? That's in the 70s, you know. 1970, 50 years ago. You know, I know that sound like it long time ago, but in 1970, that was just the other day. So therefore, why Dubai? Why Dubai? Why Dubai? Let's take a look. On the left, you notice that Toyota building, and kind of look to the right, look in the background, and then beneath that, look at that same road, which is the main road in Dubai. That is the train station to the right of that picture in the bottom. Right here. Right about there. So, but why Dubai? Why Dubai? I'm sure that, you know, places like Manhattan and all of those places, you know, is technologically up there also. So why Dubai? London, actually, up there. You know, why Dubai? UK, actually up there. Let us look at some historical facts of Dubai.
Dubai is known to be one of the urban miracles of the modern world. A futuristic city rising in the middle of a desert is something our ancestors 100 years ago could only imagine in a sci-fi film. It's hard to imagine that this fascinating location used to be just a tiny fishing village. It seems almost illogical that a small town in a very inconvenient climate zone could become one of the world's biggest business and financial hubs. How did this happen? To answer this question, let's have a look at the history of Dubai. Located at the Persian Gulf, right in the middle of the Eurasian continent, Dubai was destined to be a crossing point between East and West. At the same time, the climate here is almost inhumane. The temperature in summer reaches 50 degrees Celsius, and that is the reason why for centuries the urban development here was quite slow. The Persian Gulf, however, was still an important area for the British Empire. Being a strategic route connecting London to Bombay, royal fleet needed to secure this area from pirates. In the 19th century, the British East India Company signed an agreement with local sheikhs, particularly with the Al Maktoum family, the ruling dynasty of Abu Dhabi and Dubai, to secure peace in the area. Al Maktoum dynasty rules Dubai until the present day. Despite these agreements, the British Empire never really tried to develop the area. While the Crown was heavily investing in developing Bombay, the southern capital of the empire, by building infrastructures, railway, and a university, there was hardly any interest in developing Dubai as a city. For the British Empire, Dubai was just a junior partner, a crossing point for the royal fleet, nothing more. Despite the lack of interest from the empire, Dubai was becoming more and more significant for the region. In 1900, the current ruler announced that no taxes will be charged from the traders, and soon Persian and Indian merchants started moving in. The city was convenient for trading, also thanks to Dubai Creek, a saltwater canal that was allowing trading ships to sail from the Gulf right into the city. Shortly, Dubai became the biggest trading hub on the Persian Gulf. In the early 20th century, the city also became a big center of pearl diving, which attracted even more merchants every year. The pearl industry became so big that soon it was forming 95% of the Persian Gulf economy. Dubai, however, was still a big village rather than a city. The urban development started with the reign of Sheikh Rashid. In 1959, he went touring around Europe and was greatly inspired by European capitals, particularly London. Walking around the city and traveling on the tube, he was fascinated by the urban design, transport system, and overall comfort and convenience that London had to offer. After his trip, Sheikh Rashid started implementing his great plan of turning Dubai into an international city. In 1961, he instructed to artificially deepen the Dubai Creek so that bigger trading ships could sail in. Under his guidance, the city was being rebuilt with stone and cement. Having a dream of a great city in his mind, Sheikh Rashid started building an international airport, although his investors thought he is being too romantic, and these urban projects are simply unnecessary, and it was becoming challenging to fund all these ambitious projects. Sheikh Rashid's plans of creating an international capital would probably stall at this stage, but in 1966 they found oil in Dubai. Despite the common belief that Dubai became the city that it is today mainly thanks to oil, the oil reserves found in 1966 were quite modest by Middle Eastern standards. For a reference, neighboring Abu Dhabi had 10 times more oil than Dubai. However, the limited resource was a blessing for the city. Instead of considering oil as a limitless source of wealth, Sheikh Rashid started investing the generated profit in urban development. His vision was to build a city that wouldn't depend on oil money. He was inviting the most talented architects, engineers, and entrepreneurs to Dubai. Since Sheikh Rashid's biggest inspiration was London, he hired a team of British experts who were consulting him on further steps. One of Sheikh Rashid's main goals was to make Dubai attractive for all nationalities. Despite being a Muslim city, he made sure people of other religions and beliefs could feel comfortable living there. Like most of the other newly developing cities, Dubai needed a grand project that could attract international attention, so Sheikh Rashid instructed to build a skyscraper. In 1979, the 39-story building named Dubai World Trade Center was officially opened for business. Being an unprecedented urban project for Dubai, it was insignificant for the world, where 100-story buildings already existed. In fact, international media was ridiculing the city's grand investments, but Sheikh Rashid was convinced that Dubai will soon be taken seriously by the international community. Unfortunately, he never saw the city reach its full glory, tragically dying in 1981 at a relatively young age, but he managed to lay the foundation of a city that he had envisioned. After Sheikh Rashid died in 1981, his work was continued by one of his sons, 31-year-old Mohammed. Just like his father, he was obsessed with the idea of turning Dubai into a modern, international city. His main inspiration was Daniel Burnham, an American architect and urban designer that is known for planning and designing modern Chicago in the early 20th century. Daniel Burnham was convinced that a city architect has to plan big. If you want your city to be spoken about, small and mediocre projects won't get you anywhere. Sheikh Mohammed adopted this approach and decided to make Dubai a city of the biggest and the tallest. In 2000, he introduced Emirates Towers, which were higher than any building in Europe at the time. But that wasn't big enough for Dubai. Sheikh Mohammed wanted to build the tallest building in the world. In 2010, they completed the construction of Burj Khalifa, the highest skyscraper in the world. Being a very hands-on manager himself, Sheikh Mohammed was spending most of his time on construction sites. He was circling the city in his white Mercedes, which registration plate said Dubai 1. This plate was reflecting his overall philosophy and life mission. For Daniel Burnham, railway was the key asset of building a new great city like Chicago. For Sheikh Mohammed, that key asset was aviation. In 1974, he was already curating the construction of Dubai International Airport. In 1980, he employed Sir Maurice Flanagan of British Airways to build Emirates, the new international airlines of Dubai. Soon Emirates was flying to most of the biggest international airports, becoming a gateway to Dubai for thousands of tourists, entrepreneurs, and investors who were curious to visit the new marvel of the Middle East. In 2002, Sheikh Mohammed allowed foreigners to own land in Dubai, which quickly turned the city into one of the biggest real estate markets. Billionaires around the world jumped on this new opportunity of owning property in a city free of taxes and restrictions. Dubai became a gigantic construction site. Every architect firm, big or small, was rushing to Dubai, bringing as many architects and engineers as they physically could. It was a construction gold rush in the middle of a desert. The biggest architects from around the world brought their most ambitious projects to Dubai. Sheikh Mohammed had another ambitious project in mind. He wanted to turn Dubai into a world financial center, competing with major financial capitals like New York and London. Soon, Dubai International Financial Center was created. It's a special economic zone covering 110 hectares with its laws and regulations. It was basically a separate state within a city, like the Vatican in Rome. The hub shortly became home to the giants of the international banking system, including Citibank, HSBC, and Standard Chartered. Dubai was growing rapidly. Soon, 95% of the population were foreigners from around the world. This, of course, had a great impact on the local culture. A new, truly international city was born, which was a unique phenomenon in the world. Many capitals around the world claim to be international and multinational cities, but the reality is that there is always a dominating local culture or culture of the majority. For example, London, which served as an inspiration for Sheikh Rashid when he started developing Dubai, although being a diverse city and home to numerous ethnicities and cultures, is still a British city. Dubai, however, became a cultural no man's land of a sort. Everyone here is a guest, so everyone can feel at home. Local citizens are only 3 to 5% of the population. This aspect of the city earned a lot of criticism as well. For example, the Washington Post once stated that Dubai, in its attempt to be a successful Arabic city, had to sacrifice all its Arabic features. Another negative aspect of this rapid development became the fact that the United Arab Emirates became the only country that spends more energy than the USA. Despite all this, Dubai is an urban phenomenon that serves as an inspiration for many other developing cities around the world today.
Hope you realize that one of the main things is taxes. when you don't pay taxes, it is good for business. And so people will more flock to a place where they don't pay taxes rather than a place that they pay taxes. Henceforth, New York and London and all of those other places, you know, even though it is maybe even a little better when it comes on to technology, or maybe a little better because Dubai is still growing. But one of the main thing is taxes. So take a look now at what Ash Mufari and Dr. Soa said last week in reference to why Dubai.
That station, which you will see the biggest structure on Shara Sheikh Zayed in Dubai, is called ONPASSIVE.
By the way, guys, it was one of the hardest negotiations ever done to land this opportunity with the RTA. We were absolutely competing with giants in the markets. And it was very simple. Lots of papers needed to be submitted before that approval has been signed and granted for us, and the naming is given to us. Lots of back checks because you're partnering with the government of one of the top cities on earth. So we're now like an official partner to them, to a government entity in Dubai. Well, yes, ONPASSIVE is now the new name for what used to be called Al Safa Metro Station previously. Now it's only ONPASSIVE. And we're not owning it, we're owning the naming rights for the coming 10 years. The execution will start with changing the external panels and the smart electronic systems of the public transport to become an ONPASSIVE metro station for the next 10 years. And we will also be modifying the internal VO, the voice-over announcements in the station, on board of the metro cars before and upon the arrival of people to their destinations. All right, so I'm going to share a presentation with you. Well, on this presentation, we're going to cover more about the RTA, the stats, statistic media in and out the station, digital media in and out the station, and the riders' stats. So you don't have to run after the information, pretty much it's covered for you. What is the RTA? It's pretty much it's the entity, a government entity that is responsible for planning and providing the requirements for the transport in the Emirate of Dubai. But one very crucial, important point to share here, RTA is an international consultant for so many development countries to guide them on how to actually structure the roads and to do the safety measurements and these kind of things. So it is a very big deal to be a partner with those guys. All right. Well, RTA stats. As these are the figures that Susie said that she has not captured, and she was multitasking at that time. So here they are. You can, but again, no screenshots. It's pretty much very well known about that station if you Google it. We have in Dubai 180 nationalities. So pretty much then, and in the metro, the 53 stations are the core life, soul of Dubai. It's the main transportation method in Dubai for people who are using it daily, because pretty much it's connecting from the beginning of Dubai up till the end of it. We have, and these stats are coming directly from the RTA. You can find it on their official website as well, guys. So over 200 million riders are always using these metro stations on a yearly basis. And we're talking estimately, as per the figure given by them, 700 riders per day. And of course, that tells us that we're getting and we're capturing that entire exposure. 125 automated trains. And again, as I said, 53 metro stations. The assets. Okay, so why is it a big deal? Why is it a breaking news for today? Because we were not only granted the name, what does come with it? And this is where Nazal and the team have really negotiated to the max. So he was like, I want to take the entire package, not only the name from the outside. So along with the granted name for the station, we also have the naming tableau for the station, the full signage package. We have the metro line maps, all the posters there are going to include our logo. We have honorary plaque as well. And as we've mentioned, that we have the Google Maps. So you can Google now this particular station, Google ONPASSIVE station. We also are going to partner with them, with RTE as on their communicational tools. So if you're booking or something, everything's going to be branded ONPASSIVE. We have in-train advanced announcements, like I've said, the VO, and we have the partnership announcement. In station, what do we own to display for the coming 10 years? All the digital landscapes, LED screens. We have LCD interactive screens. I'm going to show you the exact look and feel of these photos in a second. The LED screens for the metro station, the foyer experience, the footbridge travelator, and we have the escalators branded ONPASSIVE. The stairs are going to be branded ONPASSIVE, and even the activation kiosks. I think, Nazal, if you had the chance to get the ceiling and the floor, you wouldn't have stopped it. But no, he didn't. So pretty much everything is going to be branded ONPASSIVE, inside out. From the outdoor, this is why we said it's the largest structure wrap from the outside in Sheikh Zayed's Road. So we have the full station going to be wrapped with ONPASSIVE key messages that are going to be changing every now and then for the coming 10 years, depending on what products we're going to be launching. We have also a digital bridge, and we have the pillars as going to be shown to you in a second. So these are the statics, the static branding. I'm going to pause for a second for people to just grasp, because I know I've mentioned a little bit of a technical terminology for marketeers. So photos are going to be speaking louder than the words we've just heard.
Right, Dr. Saha, can you back up a little bit? This is, I just want to also illustrate this. You see ONPASSIVE on the right of your screen, where in Arabic and English exactly, where it explains about ONPASSIVE
who we
technology.
are when we started, how we started the history. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Ash. It's more about who we are. It's sort of a small biography or a small profile of the company. So everyone is going to go like, what's ONPASSIVE? So while they're waiting for the metro to come, well, there is a chance here to see it.
Plus a QR code or like a physical printed brochure that can give a discount or a special offer to the metro riders with the government and the RTA, that they would like that extra business and the utilization of their train trips as well. So that's just another way of marketing and encouraging people to take advantage of those offers. So they scan, they're going back and forth. What does it mean? There's these people are going back and forth to work every day on time. They're trying either to save the parking lot costs, or they don't have a vehicle or something. If I see a way that my life can get better and easier, and I can own products to market, I think they would have the interest to look. Think marketing.
Yeah.
Sorry, back to you, Dr. Saab.
Thank you very much. And again, these are the pillars that are going to be branded both sides, so Arabic and English from both sides across. So if you go in this direction or you come on the other side, you see ONPASSIVE. The entire area is ONPASSIVE, and you can see the signage as well.
They just got installed, okay, and
yes,
now
they are installed. Yeah.
Yes, so they are already live. That's why tomorrow you're going to start seeing pictures coming virally from there and before. So we chose to share with you the information today.
Yeah, this is officially the largest structure wrap on Sheikh Zayed's Road, which is the main highway that connects the entire Dubai. Actually, Dubai and Abu Dhabi. It's the main Sheikh Zayed's Road. No, it connects actually the 7 Emirates together.
Wow.
This is one main road in Dubai city. Yeah. And again,
from what I see, I'm not comparing. I just see it looks much cleaner and techier than New York subway.
I'm moving on. This is how we're talking more than 900 digital screens, guys.
900 digital screens. So this is bigger than the Dubai 125 screens we have currently.
Yes, and not some part of them are digital screens. The other one are interactive screens as well, where they book their tickets and where.
So it's 900. It's like almost another 100 is like 1,000 screens. 900 screens. That's crazy.
It is crazy for the marketing team, Mr. Ash, because it's not about the number of lots of screens, but that means lots of video productions, lots of messages that needs to be there, lots of things to be advertised. So it's a lot of work, Nazel. So these are actual metro rides stats directly from the RTA. They share this publicly every 6 months, and that simply tells us our exposure.
With that kind of exposure, with persons that are not born, we should say, not born in Dubai, And that is another key. Most, as I said, 95% of the persons that live in Dubai is not persons that born in Dubai. It's persons from all over the world. So it's not just visitors to Dubai, but people that live there that did not born in Dubai, unlike any other city. Most cities, like New York City, majority of New York City is New Yorkers, right? Yes, they have a lot of visitors, but the majority of New York, majority of London, majority of, anywhere, Los Angeles, any big major city that you will find, the majority, of course, is persons who born there. But with Dubai, it's a big difference. And so we focus on Dubai, especially because it is an upcoming city. So it is still developing. Most of New York and those places is like they don't develop already, and there's not much more growth, so to speak. And so the growth of Dubai is still growing. Dubai Metro, as we know, it was dreamed of by the Highness Shakil Mohammed, and he was 10 years old when he visited London, and that is where most of his inspiration came from. All right. All right. And so that concludes the presentation of why Dubai. Thank you very much.
Wow. Dr. Derek, thank you. If anyone did not know anything about Dubai, I personally have learned a handful, not only of Dubai, about its economic background, but also the historical part of it. I did not find the time to know that, but today I have learned about it, and especially what Dubai was like 50 years ago. I did not know that part. So thank you very much, Dr. Derek. You now understand when I say you are a teacher. When we started this webinar, I knew there were things that we're going to get out of you, but I was not anticipating this present and past aspect of the city of Dubai. And not only do we have that, but oh my goodness. Wow, sorry, I don't have the right voice to explain my excitement, but I know train station number 29 definitely belonged to ONPASSIVE. And how that came about is because of the hard work of our CEO, who wants to make sure that we believe that his dream is going to be our dream as well. And it's well put in the last presentation that Dr. Derek made with the discussion between Mr. Ash Mupare and Dr. Soha. Thank you very much, Dr. Derek. We truly appreciate that.
ONPASSIVE, the future of Internet.